Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being patient with me today. You are watching Tank Bangers, a web segment of Vintage Motocross Q&A. We are on episode, we're on episode 19 already, okay? And I hope you enjoyed the Vintage Motocross Q&A show last night, where we had some incredible footage from Garrett Waltzink as well as Harry Everts. Harry Everts talking about the Austrian GP with Falta, and Garrett Waltzink talking so much about so many other things, of course, being the king of Carlsbad. That footage was brought to you by the International Motocross Museum, and they happen to be the sponsor of today's show. International Motocross Museum has a fabulous Facebook page. You could also see all the bikes up close and personal at internationalmotocrossmuseum.org. It is a not-for-profit 501c3 organization. You can go out there and buy some clocks and hats and shirts, all kinds of really cool swag, and help support the International Motocross Museum. We are back on the Tyler McGregor YZ125C tank. Now, there's been some talk on Facebook on what kind of tank this is. It's a Yamaha tank. It's a YZ125C. It's a Yamaha 100C. It's the same thing, okay? Was on the 175 too. 175X, 175C. So before anybody gets their panties in a bunch again, like the other day, it's a YZC tank of the 100, 125, 175 vintage of 1976. Got a good shot of it right there over in the vise. We're all set up. I've got my access hole drilled on the bottom. This dent is about 3/4, maybe 80%. Well, actually, it starts about 60% in the tank, right about here, just a little over halfway, and goes back. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter how big it is, we're going to get to getting right now. As always, please comment on where you're watching from. Also, and I encourage everyone to join the Vintage Motocross Q&A page so I can see your comments. But in the comment section where you tell me where you're watching from, tell me how you're watching the show. Are you watching it through my personal page? Are you watching it through the Vintage Motocross Q&A page? And I don't think I could see your comment if you're watching it on YouTube, obviously. Let me know through which Facebook group or page you're watching it and where you're watching it from. All right? We're going to get to getting right now. And here we go. Okay. I think I've got the lighting down today pretty good too. There's not much glare. Then again, the tank isn't very shiny, so we wouldn't have much glare on it anyway. I am still enjoying a cup of coffee. All right. In this circumstance, I'm going to get started a little bit at the deepest section, which is right here. It's a little bit deeper here and here. I'm not going to raise them up level. You've heard me say it before. I'm not going to raise them up level because if I do, I'm going to have another set of circumstances that I'm going to have to chase myself. You get a big high spot here, then it's low all around the edge, and then you're chasing your tail, trying to make all that correct. So I'm just going to give a little pry, and here, I know you like to see this guy, how he magically moves around by himself. All right. We're just going to pick it up just a little bit. Right there. A little more right there. You know what? I got to make that access hole just a shade bigger. That ought to do it. Probably a good time to mention too, guys, if you're enjoying this or you enjoy the Vintage Motocross Q&A show, buy a shirt. Get a shirt, small, medium, large, all the way up to 5X. They're $24.95 up to XX. Come in yellow, white, black. I got the Vintage Motocross Q&A logo across the front. Or, I should add this to the show too. I should add it to this show. If you like our tune, which was created for us by legendary artist Kurt Evans, We can get you the tune shirt. If you want to go in a little deeper than $24.95 and you want to have a little bit more of a presence on the shelf for $49.95, you get the shirt and you get 4 AMSOIL products too. And that all gets shipped to you at your door. And that's about a $75 value for $49.95. And you get your name up on the board on the shelf. Before I started today, I hit this quickly with some 240 just to show you exactly where the damage is. All right. I like what I'm seeing here. I got to get up a little bit more over here. And I don't want to overdo it. I'd rather go back 5 times. I'd rather go back 10 times than make an area too high, then have to hammer it down, sand it, and chase that. Does it happen at times? Yeah. Happens on big dents where you have to apply a little more pressure. Maybe there's a crease in that dent. And you have to do some serious prying and sometimes hammer on dolly in there to make it right. AMSOIL. I'm not drinking AMSOIL. I'm drinking coffee, but it is an AMSOIL cup. Thank you, Russell Waters. We've been working on the technical end of our shows lately. We stepped up the audio. We've got some great microphones now. The lighting's always been good, but we've done a couple of things to make it just a little bit better. And yesterday we got new computers too, better cameras. We're gonna have a little editing capability with that, so I'll be able to bring you more quality programming in the near future. You know, we've been doing this show for like 5 years, not Tank Bangers, but Vintage Motocross Q&A. I've been doing this since September of 2019. Was it September of 2019? Yep. So we've got quite a few shows in the can. And we've got a lot of interviews too that I'm going to be taking out of, I hate to say the archives, but because I don't have archives, I have a hard drive. So we'll be getting some of those really good interviews out again. Could be some of you guys weren't even on Facebook at the time that I was doing some of those interviews. We've got oh man, we got some good ones. We got Dave Arnold, Billy West, who was Rick Burgett's mechanic. Great. One of my favorite interviews ever. Arnie Beeman. Arnie was a mechanic for Jim Pomeroy at Bultaco, and he went on with him, not immediately at Honda, but he did eventually become Jimmy's mechanic at Honda as well. He had some great stories about the factory in Spain. I mean, I'll share one with you right now. He said that literally when they opened up the factory, I mean, when they went to work, there was a door on the front of it and a door on the back of it. It was literally a giant barn. That's what the Bultaco factory was, or a section of it. In the morning, a sheep herder would take the sheep right through the Bultaco factory, through one door and out the other. And then at the end of the day, when he brought the sheep home, he'd go through the factory again. A lot of other good stories too about Europe, racing GPs, America, the first time they rode the Honda. So you'll be able to hear those too. This is a really nice section of a tank to work on because it's relatively flat from here. Well, actually from here to here, this is a nice flat section. Little slight curve this way, but it's not like a Honda where it's got a big curve and a big curve going front to back, or in other words, a compound curve front to back and top to bottom. This is a nice little section to work on right here. Sometimes you'll hear me say, in jest, of course, the dent was in the right place. Well, this dent is in the right place. Having a little difficulty, just a little, getting up here through the access hole that's back here. And I've mentioned that to you before. I mean, I'm okay. I drilled the hole exactly where I wanted it. Not that I'm having difficulty, but it's because the vise is here, not because the hole is in the wrong spot. But I might be able to get it. Or maybe I have to do that. No. Okay. More than one way to skin a cat here. Used to keep a nut on the end of this thing. I don't know what happened to the other ball, but I used to do it because many times I would use this when I was working on tanks. I don't use it anymore, but I did. All right. Where am I? I'm just about there. Don't forget our show sponsors for the Vintage Motocross Q&A show. And I've got to give Motion Pro a call today. From what I understand from my friend Al Roof, that he went to put in the code MP9135 upon checkout to save 20%, and he didn't get that. So I'll get on that today, Al. I apologize. You told me about it yesterday. Anyway, Motion Pro, Full Circle Racing, Bultaco East, Steve Grand, this great guy. And you know what? At Bultaco East, it isn't only about Bultaco stuff. Steve had the insight to buy out some NGK inventories, Magura inventories, things that are no longer available. So be sure to check them out online, Bultaco East at bultacoeast.com. Vinco, keep the ride going. They've been keeping us going for about 5 years now. Preston Petty products, Amsoil. Don't forget the Moto Barn has an event coming up. I think it's, well, I know it's in October, sometime around the 25th. That's in Ruther Glen, Virginia. FastGuyStuff.com, the stickiest stickers in the business. Thank you, Sean Gomes. Durfs and Sunrise Vapor Blasting, and all the people that help us who have bought our special through the Amsoil shirt special, including Dave Mackinnon, the Lucas Family Motocross Collection, Brian Webley, Don Zabalski, John Cacaval, Tyler McGregor, Kurt Flashbart. That name sound familiar to you, Kurt Flashbart? Trail Rider Magazine. Alan Huey, Lou Blanchard. On there on the end, and it says your name here. So you can get your name there. Also, Tim Whitehouse, who I know watches the show just about every day. Tim has been here watching us at Tank Bangers. And he's, not only has he been a show supporter, Tim Whitehouse has sent me 3 Elsinore tanks over the past year or so. I'm so grateful to Tim. Thank you so much. Also, I don't. His girlfriend's name up there, www.travelwithdeb.com. travelwithdeb.com. All right. And that's it. Racer X magazine, Mike McCook from Motorcyclist Illustrated on Facebook. Motorcyclist Illustrated is why we have those really cool Racer X posters. That is, of course, the 2004 cover shot. Some say the most famous photograph ever taken, the one of Tony DeStefano and Jimmy Weiner throwing elbows. Susie's here with me. She just came in with a nice, cool shake. Thank you, Susie.
You're welcome.
Come over here, checking on the comments for a second. What do we have here? TV, are you returning late or something on? No. I got started late. I had something to do between 9 and 10 this morning. I couldn't get out of it. So, yeah, I am running late. It's not anything on your end. Yeah, I was running a little bit late today. So I came on with the Moto Minute for a second, and then I bounced over here. So you're watching on YouTube. So you can comment here while you're watching on YouTube. You know what I'm just noticing? There's a little red arrow. That little YouTube logo is right under where your profile picture would be. Okay. The things I take notice of these days. VMX Restorations is watching. Dan Zabalski. VMX Restorations. Is that Rich Clark? VMX Restorations. Identify yourself. Pan, P-A-N, to-dos. To-does. T-A-D. Anyway, Pan, welcome to Tank Bangers. All right. I'm enjoying my mid-morning shake Susie and I have every day. But you didn't come here to watch me drink shakes. You came to watch me fix dents, right? Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go with something a little more flexible across this. I could use a shorter one, but I love the texture of this board and how it's bent a little bit. So I want to expose my low spots. I don't think I have any high spots today, which is really good. So let's put a piece of 240 on there. Like this. All right, we're looking good right along through here. We're up. Am I a little low here? Yeah. Better low than high. You know, just behind 10 millimeter sockets. Just behind 10 millimeter sockets. I'd love to know where all the Sharpies go in the world. It seems like every day I'm looking for one. Every day I bring one in here. Anyway, I don't really need it right this second, but I wanted to just outline this here for you. Actually, you could kind of see it pretty well. But I wanted to outline it for you a little bit. I'm going to go right here. I got a little spot right through here. I'm going to massage it a little bit. Now I'm over here. Also a little low up here. You know, while I'm over here getting some paper towels, I want to show you guys something. When I talked to you before about the International Motocross Museum, and I don't want to get my fingerprints all over this thing, but I'm going to bring it nice and close to the camera so you could see it. Here, check this out. This is the International Motocross Museum hat. Hey, Swamp Picker. Can you see the detail in that? Can you see the detail in that stitching? Unbelievable. Every spoke. There are over 15,000 stitches. Over 15,000 in these hats. And there's one for everybody, whatever brand you like. I mean, this happens Pomeroy one. I like this. But they've got the Harry Everett Pook and the Hannah 125 and a lot of other cool stuff too. All of that's available at the International Motocross Museum. Thank you, Terry Good. What else we got here? Swamp Picker. Everybody's going to send me a Sharpie. That's okay. I like them in blue too. Blue and black. Yeah, Joe's out here. Joe's here, guys. All right. Back on the dent. make sure you go buy PDF tools for about $1,000. Make sure you go out and get PDF tools right away. Don't use a bolt and a vice grip like me. Actually, I'm not even sure PDF tools could move this metal. Might move some of that thin Chinese steel on a car. I don't know if it's moving aluminum like this. Maybe it is. Who knows? All right, now, I think I got it down to a low roar. I'm feeling a couple of little hoops. Something's going on right here. Could be a little low out in this area yet. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our 400. Put a piece of 400 on Grandpa's sanding block. Remember this sanding block? It's the one that's been with me all my life. I may have to retire it someday. I don't know. Now this is 400. I'm going to run it across the work gently. No real pressure, just enough to control it. Here. This is what I was feeling a moment ago when I said I got a little something here. Which actually goes from here to here, like 2.5 inches. Little crease there. If I could expose it more by doing this. I don't know if we're better this way. Oh, yeah, you can really see it pretty good like that, huh? Oh, definitely. Freezing up on YouTube? What are the number of hours that you are going to put in this tank? I think I put about 1.5 hours in the other day. I'll be here. I got a little bit of a late start today. I don't even know what time I got started, about 10:30, I think. So I've only been at this, I don't know, like 35 minutes. I'll probably be here another hour at least on this section. This is a nice tank, though. This is a heck of a nice example It's a nice example because it was prepped properly before it was sent to me. No gas fumes, no stickers, no rubber stuff sticking out of it. In other words, I mean, there were dents all over that tank. There were dents all over that tank. But here's a prime example of what I would be talking about as far as a C tank goes. Here's one I did the other day. Now, there's a lot of clear coat on there from the factory. There's stickers. The paint's pretty durable on these tanks. I fixed the dent on the other side. This one was pretty deep. It took me like 3 hours. But when somebody sends me a tank like this, which I didn't really mind, it's going to be painted again, and there was only a dent over here. That's one thing. But when you send me a tank like this and it's got dents all over it, like that tank does, and then I have to sand or vapor blast, it becomes a project. I mean, it is a project to begin with. There's more hours involved the more I have to clean. And I get people, and it pisses me off to no end. They send me tanks with mud on the bottom, premix. Let me not get too involved with that right now. Okay. So we've got some low spots here yet. I'm going to work on this one up here. All right, now I've got one right here. And it's kind of, I can't really pry on it because it's so close to the edge compared to where my hole is, where the access hole is. Maybe I can get it like this. You still see it there a little bit, but we got bigger fish to fry over here, and I'm going to be sanding down this whole section in the very near future anyway. So let's get back to up here a little bit. And in fact, I think it needs a little sanding up there. Just checking on a little something toward the front here. I thought I saw a little damage. Doesn't really look too serious at all. That's nothing really. Something to keep in mind. You got a nice dull tank like this. It's been vapor blasted. It's hard to see dents that might be in it. You know how when you have a polished tank or something is polished, how you see every defect, every blemish, no matter how small it is. But when you work on a tank, it's like the same premise. The shinier it is, the more you're going to see it. But the shinier it is, the more you see, the more you have an opportunity to get rid of it. Still got this little guy here, and I can't quite get the right leverage to pry it out. So I'm going to put this behind it as a dolly. Move this right here. I'm putting some pressure on it, but if I put too much, it slips out from where it is. So let's try this. Hear that solid hit? Hear it like this? Nice and solid. As opposed to, and I'll do it down on a, or more of a hollow sound, as opposed to when you hit it with something backing it up. That turned out pretty good. I think we still got a little something up here though. Not quite long enough.
wasn't too bad at all. I got to come on next week with some bigger, uglier dents. I make it look too easy on jobs like this. Feeling pretty good. Little something going on right here. Remember when you go to check your work like this, don't do it like this. Don't do it like this where everything feels beautiful. You don't feel a dent. Oh, that's nice. No, it's not nice. Fingers together, back and forth. There is definitely something going on right around here. And I'm not even sure if 400 grit is fine enough to find it. I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything finer than that. But let's, oh, you know what? I know how to check this. I know how to get to the bottom of this, guys. It's just at a spot where, like I said, it was about flat enough. And you can't do this. You can't do this here. What is it? This is a piece of 1 inch. I don't know if it's 1 inch by 1 inch, half inch by half inch. I don't know. Aluminum billet. But it certainly is true when it comes to being flat and it comes to being straight. So in a little area like that where I want to make sure that, you know, that it's perfect the way it should be. But I'm feeling it with my fingers. Can't see it with my eyes, but I could see it with my feel it with my fingers. But it's kind of hard to expose with sandpaper. It's right here, right here. It's a little low right here. These areas, a little bit too, not bad, but definitely right here. Right through here a little bit. All right. Let's see if. All right. I don't think I've ever shown you this tool before. See this? Square, steel, about 3 feet long. And on the end, I bent it up. So when I'm prying, this hits my low spot or my dent in the tank. What is this? This is off my grill. This is the rotisserie of my grill when you put a chicken on it or a roast or whatever it is that you want to spin around. Yeah, that's what that is. Had a pointy end on it. I just bent it up. All right? Make sure you go on eBay and look up some PDF tools. Don't be a shoemaker like me. This is really good in this circumstance too, because this piece of steel has a lot of flex to it. So as I'm prying, a lot of the energy is absorbed through the steel and not with pushing up and creating a high spot, because they're so shallow. And I can't really get in there and hammer on dolly. It's just not in a good position. So I don't know if you could see that. Can you see those dimples that have come up there? Right through here. That's telling me where I've hit with the old rotisserie tool. All right. I should keep this camera on all day. Why? Because I really work methodically and I stop very little when everybody's watching. Instead of sitting down, looking at Facebook. Okay. This is pretty smooth. It's got some gentle waves in it. So I don't think I'm going to start off with 80 on this. And a lot of times I do on the, maybe I should. Yeah. I'm going to start off with something a little bit rougher and work my way up. Work my way up from there. You've seen me use this before. 12-inch stainless steel ruler, flexible, twists. Lay your hands across as much of the ruler as possible. Light pressure, go slow. You don't want it skipping over like a stone on water. You want to go slow. You want it to work in. Still seeing, I see a little something right here already, but let's just keep going. And if I have to take it down or not see it all till I get down to the 400, well, that's okay too. If you go watch one of the earlier episodes of Tank Bangers, I think it's 2 or 3, I did a little segment on Sanding and how much material gets removed from sanding. Not as much as you think. Seeing a little spot up here. Yeah. All right. $80, $180. $240. See how that twists over that thing? If I had to actually sand it through here, this will go down and this will go down this way. If I had to sand, that's why I love using this thing. I guess I could do that. Seems like I talk a lot less as the show goes on, doesn't it? A little difficult to stand there and talk at the same time. Well, not for 5 minutes, but for an hour. What am I down to here? 240? Somebody was talking about the price of sandpaper yesterday. Somebody wanted like $77 for a roll of 25 yards. That's an awful lot of money. I don't pay that much. I get mine from Auto Color Warehouse. I buy it on eBay. Auto Color Warehouse. They're in Santa Cruz. It cost me about $87 for 2 rolls shipped. And I have to pay tax in California because they're in California. Besides, would it really be California if it wasn't taxed? Of course not. Though I can't believe your heart is cold. 240, I'm sorry. We want to go to 320. $400. If you're wondering about sandpaper, guys, why I recommend P400, which is the best paper you can buy, go look it up. Go look it up, different types of sandpaper, different grits of sandpaper. There's actually a worldwide organization that monitors sandpaper. I am not kidding you. So if you buy 240 grit sandpaper in New York, Texas, California, and you go to Switzerland and you get P400 or P240, it's going to be the same grit. It's going to be the exact same thing. So this is the 400. That's the workbench you hear squeaking like that, not me. Little low spot here, little low spot here yet. That's when you really see it. It's when you get down this fine. Unbelievable. Let me see if I could get you to, I don't know if you could see the sand scratches. Where the hell am I here? I don't know if you could see that, but there's some scratches right here. Barely able to see them. One back here too. I'm going to follow up again with my rotisserie rod. It's funny, where the big dent is, that's perfect. Where that really big dent was here in the back that we got started with. But other things crop up along the way that you don't see, you can't feel until it gets to this point. And I got this little guy back here. Oh, this is where I had that little doinker before that I had to do a little hammer on dolly with. Oh, stick around, guys. It's going to get good in about 5 minutes. Still a little something. I mean, if this tank were going to be polished, because it doesn't even feel. All right, enough with me talking. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here and see how close we really are. Well, well, I've got a little something. I can't even quite tell. I can't even feel it. It's right. Boy, you can't even see it in the reflection. It's right about there. It's just a little, looks more like a discoloration in the aluminum, or look, I'm going to sand on it a little bit more, no question about it. But for the most part, almost there. It's not, I need to work on this a little bit yet. Probably another half hour. But if for paint, primed and paint, this thing would be perfect, ready to go. But I like, you know, from all the Elsinore tanks I do, I'm generally not happy until I don't see anything but straight. And it is straight, but it's not straight enough for me. It's straight enough for paint. I'll spend a little more time on that. I'm Joe Abbate. Thank you for watching Tank Bangers, episode number 19. Swamp Pickers here. Ryan DeBoer, for your information, Sharpies are the paint shop's worst enemy. They bleed through the primer on paint. I sand away all the Sharpie marks there'll ever be in the world. I've never had an issue. But it's good information for a guy who's doing paint work. Who said that? Brian DeBoer. It's good information. I sanded away, but yeah. Kelly Cole and everybody else, thank you all for joining me today on Tank Bangers. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's 4th of July. Maybe tomorrow just a Moto Minute. I don't know if I'm going to. No, you know what? Independence Day. I don't think I'm going to be on tomorrow. I think I'm going to take a little rest. I'll be back on Friday morning at 8:55 with a Moto Minute, and then we'll be back with another episode of Tank Bangers, a web segment of Vintage Motocross Q&A. Thank you, Terry Good and the International Motocross Museum for being a sponsor of today's show. Be sure to visit them online at the internationalmotocrossmuseum.com. Have a safe and happy Independence Day tomorrow, you and your family, and may God bless America.